Alright, this is going to be the last video we're going to do on section 5.1 and 5.2, which you will have a quiz on. This is where we're going to kind of use something that's not in our guidelines. You can see I have it here as conjugate trick. Now before I get to the conjugate trick, if we look at this one, number 10, the right side is really nothing you can do. It's already in terms of sine and cosine. This bottom is not a Pythagorean identity because it's not sine squared, but we are eventually going to get it to equal sine squared, and that's where we're going to use the conjugate. But before we do that, probably the thing that you would do first is you would work with the left side, and you would put it in terms of sine and cosine. So let's see, secant, that's the same as 1 over cosine of y. Tangent is the same as sine of y over cosine of y. Good thing with this is that you have the same denominator, so we can combine this to one fraction of 1 plus sine of y over cosine of y. Now I'm just going to set this equal to the right side, the cosine of y over 1 minus sine of y. Now they kind of look similar, but nothing's squared. It's already in terms of sine and cosine. There's really nothing else you can do until you do this conjugate trick. Now this conjugate trick, as I said before, this is real close to 1 minus sine squared of y. Here's the only thing that's going to work. Now the other thing, even though you have fractions set equal to each other, you cannot cross multiply because that means you're moving across the equal sign. And we don't know that they're equal yet. We want to prove that they're equal. So we can't cross multiply. So the only thing to do, I'm going to take this fraction on the right side, and I'm going to multiply by the conjugate of this. So it's going to be 1 plus sine of y. And the same for the top, 1 plus sine of y. Now when we FOIL out this bottom, that's going to give us that 1 minus sine squared of y, which is a Pythagorean identity. And then the top, I'm just going to leave as cosine of y times this 1 plus sine of y. So I'm just working with the right side now. Now this 1 minus sine squared of y, well that's cosine squared of y. And then I have still have the same top, cosine of y times the quantity of this 1 plus sine of y. And then you can see this cosine is going to cancel out with one of these cosines. So I'm going to get rid of this cosine squared to just cosine of y. And look, it's this exact side right there. 1 plus sine over cosine of y. So we work with both sides, and then once we kind of hit a dead end, then you want to multiply by the conjugate. And you'll see that a lot. 1 minus sine times this 1 plus sine gives us this 1 minus sine squared, which is cosine squared. So you're going to see a lot of these problems that kind of look the same. If nothing works, you can try this little trick there of multiplying by the conjugate.